Michael, congratulations. Another big step towards Champions League qualification. What's your overall opinion of the game today?
It was quite an open game at times, actually, and I thought we started fantastically well, as good as we started for a good spell, 20-25 minutes, and should have been at least another goal up, maybe more. But credit to them. They're a good team. We knew they were a good team. They've got a really good mix of threats in different ways, and they came into the game a little bit and we're in a good place at half time, but we just thought we were getting a little bit too open really at certain times, so we just tweaked things second half, and for the most part had a bit decent control at the second half, and then towards the end few opportunities and how to defend the box. But I thought the spirit, the effort and the togetherness of the players was fantastic. We could have scored more. But listen, it's the time of year, it's a results business, and we needed to take the points, and we've had a fantastic 2 games on the back of the Leeds defeat.
It was, as you mentioned, a really open game, especially in that first half. There were chances at both ends. Was that why it was really crucial for you to make that change at half time? I think it's the first time that we've seen that under you in a back 3. Yeah,
we were going to make it anyway, and then we ended up scoring the second goal, so put us in an even better position. But there was just certain spaces that we thought we needed to cover a little bit better, and I think for the most part, second half, it had a good effect really, and it was a purely tactical one. So yeah, listen, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But today, I thought really it was about the result, and in the position we were in at half time, we wanted to see the game through.
Just word on the goals as well. The second goal, another assist for Bruno Fernandes. It feels like he is going to do it this season. He's going to top that Premier League charts for all-time assist maker, isn't he?
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah, of course. You know, in terms of scoring goals, I think we've pretty much scored every game, and Bruno's a big part of that. But the forward line are collective as well, and the connections and relationships. But again, Bruno, an important moment. I think there was other ones where he could have maybe had one more, maybe scored himself. So I thought we looked dangerous enough throughout the game.
How pleased are you with the way the team managed to see the game out, especially after Brentford scoring that late goal and having a little bit of energy right at the end?
Yeah, listen, I think the way the boys managed it, I think sticking together, it's a tough finish. It's a tough league. It's a tough league to get results in, and I think that's proven over recent weeks and months. So, but to get the amount of wins we have, we're delighted with that. Today was all about the 3 points for us, and we definitely got that. So we're happy tonight.
What is this win going to do though now for the next couple of games, the remaining fixtures that you've got left?
Oh well, it's another win. You know, we've obviously got an important game coming up at the weekend, so we can look forward to that. It's a big game for different reasons, but we've put ourselves in a good position with a good win tonight.
Congratulations. Thanks for your time, Michael.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Well, congratulations. Another big step towards Champions League qualification. Just how good does that win feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing, definitely. We were really fighting till the last minute. It was tough because we knew that we are facing a difficult team because they're good. But we managed to hold the score like that till the end, and yeah, I think we deserved the victory in the end.
It was a really quick start to the game, wasn't it? There were lots of chances at both ends as well. How pleased are you with how you as a team managed the game today?
No, I think it's in general very important the way you start the game, because it just gives, especially when you play at home, it gives the crowd just extra energy, and we used it in our own, and we scored 2 goals, you know, in the end.
And you scored one of them, taking your tally up to 10. Just how good are you feeling on the pitch at the moment?
No, I'm feeling way better. From each game to game, the feelings are better, connected more with the team, and of course I have teammates that is helping me.
We keep hearing as well around the ground the chance of Casemiro. Casemiro, of course, he scored today. But what's he like for you as a teammate, of course, in his last season at Manchester United?
I mean, he's a work machine, you know, never stops, doesn't matter what time it is. We are pleased that we have him. We're going to use it till the last minute. Unfortunately, he leaves, but he's helping us very much.
Bruno Fernandes with another assist for your goal. That takes his tally up to 19 goals as well. How good do you feel that you two are working together on the pitch as well?
We're working a lot on the trainings and off the pitch as well, and yeah, it's paying off, you know, especially having teammate like this with that kind of quality. It's just pleasure, and I have to use it, you know.
So you're almost there, Champions League qualification for next season. What does that mean for Manchester United, and how much confidence have you got now for those final 4 games?
we have to push till the last minute. We know what we're up to, and it's just important to bring the energy that we brought today on the last games, and we believe we can manage it, of course.
Congratulations today. Thanks for your time.
We're live from the gantry at Old Trafford, having just watched Manchester United edge past Brentford by 2-1. For much of that contest, it didn't feel like they were going to edge past it, but at the end, it was a little bit too close for comfort, was it?
Yeah, a little bit. Just that goal coming obviously very late on meant it was the crowd, the loudest they were in the second half was actually the worry that existed for probably 3 or 4 minutes after Brentford scored. I actually wasn't expecting the change at half-time that we saw, but it made sense the more you saw the game in the second half sort of play out, because it was really a pragmatic, safe, we've won the game already. Brentford are creating a lot of chances. They look quite dangerous going forward, so we need to nullify that and sort it out. And to be fair, they did that in the second half. Manchester United, a little bit cheeky going to Ruben Amorim's system. It's like the 5-2-3. But these players have played that, obviously, quite a lot this season. They know it. And I think the extra player at the back paid off. I mean, Manchester United didn't concede the goal because of the extra player at the back. It was more like the midfield didn't quite get to Jensen. So I think the 5 at the back, they seemed to head a lot of balls in the second half. They got quite a lot of blocks in, and it looked like it has been a really good move by Michael Carrick, because I think that he felt maybe punch for punch. We could go punch for punch second half and end up coming out sort of the wrong side of it, because Thiago could have had 2 or 3 in the first half. Brentford definitely could have been level. That goal on half-time was the killer goal, really, that allowed Michael Carrick the sort of what would be the grace to be able to go and do what he did. I think the Manchester United fans, understood what he was doing in that second. I think they realised in that first half that obviously, their team were winning 2-0, but it could have been 2-2. And that, it was a sensible move to make. I think that Michael Carrick would have wanted them to play better football in the second half, I think, and score goals on the counter-attack. That didn't happen. But, yeah, they got over the line. The most important thing tonight, ahead of Liverpool on Sunday, was just to be in a place of risk-free. Manchester United are in the Champions League now. They're there. It's just not going to be taken away from them. So they can go into this Liverpool game with a little bit of freedom, knowing that the pressure's off. I say pressure's off. It can never be off in the Liverpool game, but pressure off in terms of the bigger and wider sort of context of getting into the Champions League, which is the biggest goal.
Just to rewind a little bit, it felt like after the defeat against Leeds here, and then the perhaps backs-to-the-wall nature of the performance at Chelsea, where they got across the line but faced an enormous number of shots, that they had a bit of a point to prove. They came out of the block so quickly here, and Brentford seemed a little bit caught out by that. They didn't quite know how to respond at the start. Could easily have been more than 1-0 in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's been a very good response since Leeds and getting 2 victories. But you're right, they were really quick. I thought the first 7 or 8 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, Manchester United were breathtaking at times in their attack and could have been 2-0 up. And it's the old adage, I always thought Old Trafford, it doesn't sometimes happen, but we should always start quickly. This crowd are expectant. There's 75,000 people that are coming in here, and they want to see electric football and they want to see speed. So when Manchester United start like they did today, there's a real sort of lift. They get the goal, but Brentford, that was 15 minutes, and Brentford come back into it for the next 15 minutes. So that was the unexpected bit, but it was a really quick start. After the Leeds game a couple of weeks ago, which was a difficult night, Leeds played really well and Leeds deserved the victory. To go to Chelsea without Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez was a big clean sheet and a big victory. That was a big moment, because when you lose that, all of a sudden there's a little bit of what's going on? But no, that's been gotten rid of now, and I think Michael Carrick will feel quite comfortable tonight. But you're right, the quick start tonight was helpful. And overall, I think Manchester United just shaded it and sort of the chances, but they just had those moments, didn't they, where Brentford looked like they could have scored. I mean, Ouattara has a gilt-edged chance at the back post in the second half, which is probably the best chance of the second half.
The Mildenstein theme tonight. In terms of Šeško, are you seeing progressive signs?
Yes, definitely. And he said it there, and obviously Pete asked him how important was the link with Bruno Fernandes, because you could see in the beginning of the games that Bruno was pointing to him at all the time. The sort of connection wasn't there yet, and you can see that connection getting stronger, stronger, stronger. Marco knows better than anybody else. As strikers, you feed of service. And there's plenty of strikers that we know from Man United that haven't made it. And partly was because there was no service. And if you give him service, because he's already scored now, 6, 7 goals since, under Michael Carrick?
Yeah.
And that is the thing. And he has definitely progressed. His movement is better. He's working hard. He can bring players into other players into play. He's still young. It's a big thing to play for Manchester United, to leading the line. But I think he's doing a great job. And he's getting better from game to game.
Yeah, because you were, I don't know what the word was, non-committal, shall we say.
Sceptical.
Sceptical, possibly, yeah. If you want to say you were sceptical at the start, are you beginning to see reasons to be non-sceptical in Benjamin Šeško?
What I find difficult is when Manchester United, for the last few years, I don't care who you play up front. I don't care who you you play in the team in certain positions. I think it's very hard to judge when the team aren't functioning. Rennie makes a point there about strikers. We're the end of the chain. If the chain is broken anyway, there is no there is no striker. It's pointless in many ways. I would love to see Højlund, what he can do now. I mean, he played in a Manchester United team that was broken, didn't have any of those links, that was playing poorly. Who's to say he's not very, very good? He's actually doing really well in Italy now. Šeško was the same. When he first came to the club, it was like, things aren't really, it's hard to judge. And now all of a sudden, now that chain of, right the way through the team is actually working. Now you're seeing a different type of player. And I just wonder how much wastage there's been for many years now in terms of everybody says, oh yeah, the purchases have been poor, and that might be the case. But sometimes they might not get a fair crack of the whip as well, because, as I say, they just don't get the service that they should get. Now, Šeško's all of a sudden now spearheading a front line that's got some serious ammunition being fed to him from behind. The Cunhas, the Amads, obviously Fernandes, Mbeumo. So it's a different position now. It's an exciting position. If you're a centre forward around Europe and you're coming available, that's not a bad place to go at the moment, Manchester United. And you would say it hasn't been for many years. It's almost been a bit of a graveyard for centre forwards. Now, all of a sudden, it's an attractive proposition.
And tonight's goal from the assist from Bruno Fernandes, a lot of people expected him to find Mbeumo and not Šeško with this pass, René.
Well, that shows the intelligence of a Bruno Fernandes, because when you break 3 versus 2, and you can see it here in the clip, it falls to him, and straight away he goes. And what he does, he commits Collins. So he runs straight at him. Now he waits, and then Van den Berg has to commit, and that opens. Now, what I will press by with Šeško is that he doesn't shoot straight away, because the ball would have been blocked. So what he does, he takes a touch, you can see it in a minute. Yes, that ball was on, but I think if they would have played in Mbeumo, Collins could have gone in between. That little shimmy there from Šeško sets him up to score the goal. Really well played.
Yeah, Mbeumo was the pass early on in the move. Once he took that extra touch, Bruno Fernandes, then that meant that he had to go to Šeško, because Mbeumo would have either ran offside or he'd lost his momentum, as Rennie said, might have been blocked or cut out. I was screaming for him to pass to Mbeumo the whole run. As he was going, I was thinking Mbeumo, but I was convinced he was going to go to the right. And then when he took his last touch, that meant then he had to go to the left. And Šeško, Rennie's right. A player lacking in confidence hits that first time and gets it blocked. Just safety, just hit the ball on target. It might get a deflection or something. Confident players, when they're scoring goals, they do the right thing. They don't do the safe thing. They do the right thing.
Since Michael Carrick was appointed, there's only 3 players who've scored more Premier League goals than Benjamin Šeško, so that backs that up as well. Bruno Fernandes with another assist. That is 19 for the season. So he is 1 away from equalling the most assists in a Premier League season. Not bad, is it? A joint record held by Kevin De Bruyne and Thierry Henry. Now, in terms of goal contributions, look at this in Manchester United's history, where he is at the moment. He's gone level tonight with one Cristiano Ronaldo, René, who you used to work with. Some serious names on that list.
Absolutely. I mean, you just go down, you see Wayne Rooney up front, Giggsy. It's unbelievable. I mean...
And he deserves to be in that company, doesn't he, Bruno?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Evening, Michael. I just wonder how satisfying does that win feel, maybe seeing 2 different sides of your team this evening?
Yeah, we had to see a few sides, actually, tonight, and credit to to Keith and his staff and the team, because they're a good team. They're tough to play against. You know, they ask certain questions. I thought we started fantastically in the game. Looked really dangerous. Probably could have had an extra goal or two. And then they came into it a little bit. So half-time was a good position for us to be in. We tweaked a couple of things at half-time and probably had a little bit more control. The game wasn't as open, which at that stage was exactly what we kind of wanted, really, and seeing the game out in tough circumstances. So it's a big 3 points. You know, it's that time of the season where results are crucial. You know, and the boys to win again is a good habit to get used to, but it's an important one for us.
Casemiro with another big goal for the team. Just wonder how much do you think he's enjoying these final games, especially at Old Trafford, you know, with United?
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear how much it means to him, you know, and probably the situation and the clarity of it has helped everything to be so open and understand for the supporters as well, for him, for everybody. And it means a lot to him, you know, and credit to him, because the situation that it is, he's given absolutely everything as well, and had some big moments for us. So all round, it's quite a nice kind of direction for it to be taken, really.
So, hi Michael, the formation change for the second half, and roughly what time in the first half did you decide that you were going to do that?
5 minutes before the half time, maybe 5-6 minutes before the second goal, yeah. We just felt we were a little bit too open at certain times, and we still could be dangerous, but we wanted to stop certain spaces and have a little bit more control within the game, and still carry the threat. So it was purely tactical, I think. Second half we came out and actually had control and still went forward, looked dangerous, and it was what the game needed at that point, really. So obviously the second goal, we were certain anyway, but the second goal put us in a great position then to then have more control of the game. And yeah, in the end it's gone to plan and to a point, and we've won the game. So we're happy with that.
Jim,
just wanted to check. So the outlook coming off was tactical.
Purely tactical, yeah.
Pete.
Hi Michael. Another impressive copy display tonight. Was perhaps the most pleasing part of tonight his defensive effort, flying to tackle? Is it something you've been working on behind the scenes?
I just thought on the back of the Chelsea game, really, he was particularly good, and in the Chelsea game, similar things. I think showing a little bit of everything, what he can do. I think he's build-up play, he's taking the ball, his creation, he's starting the attacks. You know, he's so effective with that. But definitely his duels, 1v1s, recovery runs, back tackling. I think over the last 2 games he's taken that up a level. So it's great to see that he can do it. We know he can do it, and you're trying to give him more responsibility as the games go on. And still not expect too much of him as well, and understand and trying to help him a little bit. But he's doing great at the moment.
Well, Michael, just in terms of the Champions League, you must feel like you're pretty much there now. I know it's not mathematical, but it's pretty much there.
We'll give ourselves a great chance, you know. We'll put ourselves in a big position. I think these last 2 results have been big to that. It's a tough league, you know. It's tough to get wins. I think you can see that throughout the league. So to get the amount of wins we've had, and especially after the setbacks, you know, to the Newcastle defeat, to then bounce back with Villa, the Leeds one to bounce back again. I think the lads have got to take a bit of credit for that, because this week's been very effective in terms of the league, you know. So the other side of it is Champions League's one thing, but it's not something that we should be over celebrating either, you know. We want to be finishing higher up the league, really, and we want to be challenging higher up the league and trying to get more points. So it's not our season doesn't get to a close when that happens. I think it's one thing, certainly we're trying to achieve it, and we've put ourselves in a good position at this moment, but there's still more work to be done.
So, hi Michael. What more can you say about Bruno Fernandes? Another assist tonight. He leads in all aspects of the game. I mean, you might not want to over-celebrate Champions League, but it feels like he should be celebrating some kind of end-of-season accolades.
Yeah, listen, hopefully he does. He deserves it, you know, for the impact that he's had and the moments that he's created. I think whether that's creating, whether that's scoring, whether that's having other influence within the group, you know, he's had a big season, you know. There's no getting away from it, and it was another good performance from him tonight.